Okay, go ahead and pause it and open our video. All right, let our video go and then let everybody in. It's at the top, 3 people in the middle. Middle, there you go. And then let them all in. Okay.
He's pretty close.
Let me tell them they're in and then we'll start. Hi, everybody.
Oh, Sandy? Yeah.
Hey, we're on there, guys. Anthony, are you there?
I'm here. How you guys
Thank
doing?
you. Everybody's chatting. Lelaine, are you in?
And she's spinning.
Margie, are you there?
Red's here.
Margie's got a,
Santa Fe.
like her audio is not on. Mute.
Yeah, she's muted. Margie, you're muted, so if you're talking, we can't hear you.
What?
And we're not recording right now. We will need to hit record button. So as soon as we have audio for Lelaine and Margie, you have a quorum.
We did. The song.
With Margie and Lelaine,
Yes.
you have 4. You've got a quorum.
Yep.
And Tony
Mhm.
here.
Anthony's there and he said hi already.
Howdy.
Howdy. And there's Lelaine. Looks like she's got sound.
Yeah, I'm here at my house.
Excellent. And then Margie, you're still on mute, but with Anthony and Lelaine and you two,
Okay.
you can't get started. Oh, yeah, you want to hit record?
But yes.
Okay, it'll be at the bottom. See, record. That's it. Okay, we are now live streaming.
Okay, 5 o'clock, and I'm gonna call this meeting to order and read the mission statement. Our mission, the New America School New Mexico, works as an educational community to empower and acknowledge the uniqueness of every learner by creating an individualized pathway to educational and social success.
Yeah, it's probably. Craig and Dominic.
Admittal?
Admittal. Okay.
Okay, here I am.
All right, you're in. Dominic, are you in? Oh, he's connecting audio still. Dominic, you are on mute. There you go. Okay. Sorry, Mr. President.
So, before we begin, could I get a motion to move number 4 on the action items to the closed session? Moved by Margie, second by Fred. All in favor, say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Hi, Margie.
Okay. Number 4 is,
Hi, Lelaine Stone.
thank you. Next, I need a motion to approve the agenda, please.
So moved.
Moved by Fred,
Second, Margie.
second by Margie. All those in favor, say aye.
Hey.
Aye.
Oh, I'm sorry, I saw something and I forgot to bring it up. On the approval of minutes, last meeting, we didn't approve the minutes for September 11th, so those should be submitted like next month, I guess.
That is correct. We did not have.
We had no action on any of the items last month.
Thank you, Margie.
With that comment, I move that we approve the agenda.
Second.
Moved by Margie, second by Fred.
On the
Any
minute,
further- If not, all those in favor say aye with the amendments.
aye. Margie,
Aye.
Thank you. It is approved. Next, we have the approval of the minutes of our October 9th meeting.
I move that we approve those minutes of October the 9th. Margie,
Moved by Margie,
Second.
second by Fred. Any further discussion? Not all those in favor say aye. Aye.
Aye. Aye, Margie.
Hi, Lillian.
It is approved. Thank you. Next, we have the presentation by Power On Technologies regarding Ricardo camera system.
Mr. President, we have with us tonight two gentlemen from Verkada, Tony and Anilius. And as you know, they took over our IT services this year. We are 15 years into our current cameras and they are dying slow, painful deaths. So we have asked Power On to provide us with a new quote, which you have.
It's in the packet, yep.
Is in the packet, but prior to that quote, I thought the GC might like to see what kind of cameras we're talking about. I know it is a little bit of a high price point, but these are amazing cameras. So I really wanted the GC to have an opportunity to see what they're getting.
Okay.
All right, Tony, it's you guys.
Jack it off, serious.
Jack's off.
Can you share the quote with them on,
The quote, no, because I don't have it pulled up on there. I have to have it pulled up in the background.
You didn't have it pulled up on here?
I don't offhand.
Is that me?
That's you. That's me.
can you share the quote with them on?
No, because I don't have it pulled up on there. I have to have it pulled up in the background.
You didn't have it pulled up on here?
I don't offhand. It's going behind. And then,
Is that me?
Tony, I probably don't have to tell you, but make sure you share your screen. Fred, are you snacking? Okay. I was gonna say, we have
Great,
snacking.
but
Coming up short. Okay, I'm gonna take that personally. Okay. Those of you out there in Zoom land, Tony is sharing the screen. Fred, are you snacking?
somebody's looking at my list.
I was gonna say, we have snacking.
Great.
Okay, this isn't our coming up short. Okay, I'm gonna take that personally. Okay. Those of you out there in Zoom land, Tony is sharing the screen. It's because it's live streamed.
Can everybody see the screen?
This isn't our give them a minute to catch up. The live streaming is. Those of you. Catch up the live streaming is.
I'll stop it. Staring at it.
Yeah. we can. Think so too.
So we're on the left.
So,
Okay, now it's not gonna drive us crazy.
I hope not. We're good.
We're good to go. Okay. I think we're ready to go, Tony.
Just make sure all this is go. Okay. This is one of the schools that has the current Verkada system in it. And as you can see, they have many cameras. You'll see them all the way. We got them all labeled, and then we got them by exterior cams, how they wanted them, the main building and the sixth grade academy. One of the main features that they like about these cameras is it tracks everybody. You know, if I come here, I go to people. And then I have a person of interest, someone, maybe a parent we've had a problem with or something like that. We could just put them on a person of interest. As you can see, there's me. And then if I click on my picture, it'll load wherever I've been in the building. It'll show you everything I've done, where I've been, where I haven't been, well, what's in the bag. And then let's just say, for instance, we don't know, who we're looking for, but we know they had on it's a guy, so he appears male. We don't know. All we know is he had on a green shirt.
So this is all AI?
Yes. And as you can see, it pulls up everybody who had on a green shirt. Every male that had on a green shirt. So that's just one of the features. And it also integrates with the guest system. The guest system, it's an iPad that you put on the front desk, and any visitors log into it. But this particular school also has it to where the kids log in if they're late or if they're leaving school early. But if I click on Monica, who logged into our visitor system, it'll show me everywhere that Monica went. So Monica was in the main building lobby. She was at the admin offices. So it shows you everywhere your visitors goes, and it also prints out badges and things like that.
How long is it in storage?
This particular storage, you can go up to 120 days, but most of the schools just purchase 30 days.
Yeah.
Because what you can do, you can also archive the video if you need it for longer, and you can save it to a cloud storage or somewhere else. And most of the time, most schools already have Gmail or Office 365, so we just save it into OneDrive or Google Drive. So.
One of the nice things about this system is PowerOn is also installing for us a new security system. So the access to the main building and to the gym to start will be on little swipe cards. And as we get new buildings, or these modulars can also have the swipe card system, which means the camera also handles those alarms. It's all integrated. And the nice thing is, if an alarm is set off at 3 o'clock in the morning, Ileana can pull up these cameras and see exactly who is in the building, what happened, and whether or not we need police or rescue presence. So it is all, it really works well together.
Yeah, one school here, like Cienfuegos, as you can see, all of these people have it. And they were gracious enough to give me permission to share it. This particular school has all three. They have the guest system, they have the
Tony,
camera.
could you admit Lelaine real quick? Sorry, I know she's switching over. Just hit the blue in the middle of the screen. Top middle.
Ooh,
Top.
there she is.
Yeah, back in. Okay, thank you.
But they have all three. They have the cameras, they have the alarms, and the guest system. The alarms, if you purchase the alarms, there's a camera that's attached to each alarm point. And if something happens, there's someone monitoring those 24 hours a day to check if it's a false alarm or if it's a true alarm. If it's a true alarm, it goes down the contact list and they actually send you a clip. So when you click on it from your phone, you'll see a clip of what they're actually seeing. And you can approve it as they're supposed to be there, or you could say, no, they're not. And then they will go down the line and contact the authorities. And then, like I said, this thing it's just ran by an iPad. So right now you can see they're charging their iPad because it's offline, but these are all the people that signed in today. And like I say, you can follow them wherever they are. So any sightings you have, and then it'll show you the video of where they were. So, and then if they sign in from their phone, because most people, visitors sign in, or they'll get an invitation from one of the staff. And if they sign in on their phone, once they arrive and sign in, the staff member they're coming to visit also gets an alert that says, hey, your visitor is here. So.
Right now, if an alarm goes off, we don't really have a lot of responsiveness to it. You have to come to the school itself to set it off. This would allow, Ileana, if necessary, to lock down the whole facility simultaneously or to unlock the facility simultaneously. It's not boots on the ground anymore. It is through, the internet. And I tell you, governing council, this, one of the reasons we're really moving on this is last month, we had an issue with our alarm system. And so I called the alarm system to see if they would come out and fix their equipment. And apparently they closed 8 years ago. And nobody told us. And so the equipment's been just kind of clicking along, but the company isn't there anymore. So
Have we been paying them?
we haven't been paying anybody. So, we're not paying anybody. And when the alarm goes off, they still call the police. So we're not sure what happened or is happening. But it was definitely it is time now. If we're going to get new cameras, let's just align everything. Now's the time. We can use the SB9 funds for it. We have the money in that. And the alarm system, we are using capital outlay monies from Santa Fe. So none of this has to come out of SEG.
What's the difference between the outdoor and the indoor, the camera systems?
One is just weatherproof.
Okay.
Yeah, and you have many different types of cameras that you can put in, but we'll do a site survey to see which ones are best, so we can use the minimum amount of cameras.
How
So,
long you guys been in business?
since 2004, and we do strictly, educational facilities and, government entities.
So we haven't decided, or you haven't decided where they're gonna go yet?
No, we did a preliminary, walkthrough, and I think Amelia's did, but before we order anything, we go through it again to make sure that we're getting the view that we're supposed to be getting.
So to Paul's point, just to let you know, if we are using special capital outlay, the quote has to go to the state prior to even a purchase order being issued.
Right. And we have the quote already.
Yeah, and that's how we did all these, it was capital outlay. So they had to get a quote from us, send it up, get it approved first, and then they were able to. So
we've had issues with people shooting out our windows and such, especially on this side here. Are the cameras, can they withstand like a BB gun or a pellet?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, they're IP67 rated, which means they can withstand a BB gun, not a bullet shot.
Right,
but
right,
a
yeah,
BB gun.
45.
Yeah.
Neither can our windows.
So, and then like here on the alarm, you see this site is disarmed. I can alarm it right from here, or I can alarm it from my phone. So,
Is that behind the airport?
yes.
Cienagua,
Yes.
yeah.
That's my old body over. That's where I grew up.
Oh, yeah.
And that was one of the things that we were really looking for. Like, if I can turn on my air conditioner from my phone, why can't I turn off the gym alarm when it's going off and we're here in this meeting? So it will allow us to do some of that we just is coming up with
Yes.
technology tech.
Yeah, and then a lot of times, you have incidents, I hope not a lot of times, but sometimes there's incidents where the authorities need video evidence.
Occasionally there
You
can
can
be.
do it right from your phone in 30 seconds. Where before you had to go searching for it, you had to download it, put it on a thumb drive. You send them a link. The link is live for an hour or however long you want it to be alive. And they just click on the link and see everything you want to see.
Have you had incidents where they've used this and had the police come?
No.
So that we haven't
No.
needed to.
And-
We have though. We've had incidents where they want our videos. And like you said, first we've got to find it, then we've got to download it, then we've got to burn it. And I'm not even sure we have a burner anymore. So we don't have a thing anymore. So it's got to go to a drive. It's complicated.
One of my schools out near Gibson, actually, they had the intercom system. Right when they installed it, someone tried to steal it. You see the guy with they said backpack on.
Yeah.
You see him trying to steal it and finagle it. Couldn't get
Can
it
you
out.
shoot at them?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No. But this particular school, it has the alarm with the push to talk. So the person monitoring, if they see somebody, they can talk to them.
So like my Ring doorbell where I can.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that what this part of the quote is, the video intercom?
No, that was for the front door. So I don't take up too much of your time. Any more questions?
The sensor
I
multi,
have a question.
okay. Go ahead.
Yeah, so is that just for the equipment? Is there any maintenance involved?
No, it comes with licenses. So within that licenses is the maintenance fee. So all of that is covered.
So you do have support.
Yeah. So if something
Right.
happens to one of the cameras, like he was saying, if someone shot one out, we would send it back and get it replaced for free.
Can I ask a
Oh,
question?
that's awesome.
Sure.
Is the 3-year license, perpetual beyond the 3 years? Like, so say if LaTricia or Juliana, whoever's here, doesn't agree to stop the service, does it continue on?
No, we have to renew the licenses every 3 years. So we have to
Because
physically.
there's some implications as far as the GASB standards when it comes to financial statement reporting,
Mhm.
and anything beyond. Well, I mean, this is a big purchase, and so we're looking at licenses of $400. Yeah, if we start going, 5, 6, 7 years, then we have to identify a liability and do present value calculations, and becomes a headache for this guy. So yeah, if there's if we could just possibly see like the back end of the agreement as far as like what happens at the term of 3 years.
Oh, at the end of the term, the licenses will fall off and we have to physically purchase more.
Okay.
So it's a 3-year purchase.
The sensors, what are those exactly? The multi-purpose sensors, what are those? They're what?
Vape detectors
Okay,
for the restrooms.
okay.
All the time, just setting off.
And then that's another good question because normal vape detectors, you'll get a text. With these, you'll get video evidence. So
In the bathroom.
no,
No,
it'd be in
the
the
hallways.
so whoever comes out right before the detection is detected, it will send you a video and show you who went into the restroom.
Yeah, I don't think you can put cameras in the bathroom.
No. We'll all be addressed.
We'll be in a lot of trouble. Yes.
And the security cloud license, what is that for exactly? 63, it's the video security cloud license.
Oh, it's the, yeah.
Oh, that's what he was talking about.
Yes.
Mhm.
Oh, that's different, okay, that's different than the sensor license. And the cloud license, they'll renew at 3
I
years
can't
as well.
do that.
Yes.
The renewal
Yeah.
price
Oh.
similar to what we're purchasing now. Yes. Or less.
We'll see what. And then, it goes from 1 to 10 year in the licenses, but we never ever sell anything more than 3 years because it's just not feasible for
Yeah.
schools.
Well, and IT changes so fast.
It does. And then we might
Mhm.
even get into the system and say,
Well, they got a narcissist over there and he's like, how old is this? 15 years.
But as you can see, every school that we put it in, first they started off with like 5 or 10 cameras. All of them have over 40 cameras now because everybody loves it. And they're like, oh, we need a camera here. We need one here. We need one here. So what we try to do is make sure, hey, hold up, maybe we can move this camera to capture what you want to capture. So we try not to say anything that you don't need because that money can be used elsewhere.
Yes.
And so the cameras, they can see like 360 from each camera?
No, not from each camera. We have fisheye cams that we put in certain areas that see 360, but not in all purposes.
There's a noise.
Yeah.
I'm too old to hear it, I guess.
You guys can't get too old too.
Did you hear a noise? I didn't either, but apparently there's a noise in the line. Okay, guys, live stream, poke it out.
Any other questions?
Can I make a comment? I was part of putting the original ones in, and it's time to upgrade the technology because we all know that school safety issues are huge now for not only students, but for faculty and staff. So this is a good investment.
And as far as technology, if it does change and it changes so quickly, we'll be able to integrate it.
So yes, and that's why you guys hired us, for us to be forward thinking.
Yeah.
So we head those things off before they happen. So if we see it coming down the pipe, we let you know, and then you make a decision as
And I will just say that Power On's been great to work with since they've come on board. Very responsive.
It's been fun.
Blocking me.
I have a question.
Yes, Margie.
Is this locked into just the first cycle, which is 3 years, I understand?
yes, ma'am.
Okay. And so then after the 3 years, we'd have to renew it.
Correct.
The licenses.
Just the licenses, not the
We
equipment.
purchased the equipment, it's ours, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
What is that?
I see that. I didn't realize it would become ours, but I understand now. Thank you.
Since 2004, you're saying?
Yeah. Oh no, we just started putting them in 5 years ago.
Okay.
Yeah, so I haven't seen any go out. And then, like I said, when they do go out, we just call the support, do an RMA, and they send us out. So, and
Yeah.
to me, that's always a good investment instead of having to purchase a new camera on your own. So it's worth it.
And Verkada cameras have a really good reputation with schools and I believe internationally. They're an international company now.
To municipalities too, and then they do a lot of police departments because of the AI.
Yeah,
They use at that time.
Yeah, that's pretty interesting. The AI.
just gonna get more and more AI. We're gonna do-
Any other questions from anyone?
That's it, right? Oh,
Yes.
there's probably everyone not on the board, but say even back like Power On gets bought out or goes under after the 3 years, is there an opportunity for another company to take over the cameras?
Yeah.
And
They're your cameras, and all you have to do is call for Verkada. Yeah, and you'll be good. So you can switch it to, if you want to get rid of us tomorrow, the next person you bring in has full access
I
to
mean,
it.
all of us have the opportunity to buy lotto tickets.
Yeah.
We knew, but we never get rid of Power On and we don't want to deal with Verkada.
Just wanted to cover.
Yes, no, I appreciate it. It's a great question. Because yeah, we can all buy a lottery ticket.
So if everyone is okay, could I get a motion to approve the camera system as presented?
Have we looked at other options, or is this kind of the best one that
This is the best one that's out there. We spent a lot of time looking last year. We started looking for cameras and we looked at Verkada at that time also. But we have a much more supportive IT company now. So I'm a lot more comfortable moving into the cameras. And then Power On, of course, has agreements through ACES.
ACES, the state of New Mexico, and CES.
They are triple covered.
Yeah.
Yeah, Verkada's kind of the top of the line, Fred.
So you're waiting on a motion? I'll move.
Moved by Margie, second by Fred. Any further discussion? If not, all those in favor say aye.
Aye. Aye, Mark.
We need to make sure we are in compliance with doing what we need to do at the state level for this.
Yes.
Anthony?
Aye.
Lane.
Lane? Nick?
Lane.
Thank you. It is approved then.
All right, Tony
One more, guys.
and Anilias, thank you so much.
Thank you for allowing us in your meeting.
Thank you for coming to fix our owl.
Anytime.
And Ileana, you know what that was now, the owl issue?
The power button
So-
wasn't on.
I suspected it was. I told Emilius Fabian has to be here on Wednesdays from now on.
4:30 or 4:30.
Really? How bad was it?
Like it was on there.
Oh, thank you.
I'll talk to you guys tomorrow.
Yes.
So we can get moving on this and the other
Thank you, guys.
systems.
Mr. Brown? Very nice to meet you.
Thank you.
Pleasure meeting you guys. Have a good one.
Fine. Thank you.
Okay, next we have the finances and the bars. Sure.
Man, that's a lot of stuff on that screen.
Busy.
Yeah. I think I should change.
John Cash is
Just
on.
because of the screen. It's.
Matthew McConaughey.
Charlie Cash is on there.
All right. There was between two things.
Yeah.
Was that a movie? No, it's just, no, there was a movie about it.
You know, so happy.
Movies are so, it was like, actually.
You know, so happy.
He says ignore it.
All right, all right, all right.
Or
What are we doing?
we're trying to get the financials up. Do you want to get into your?
Okay, first you have to stop sharing up there because it's still sharing. What Tony pulled up, and then you've got here. So I need to, this is my computer. So give me here, let me. Oh, thank you, that's easier. Wait a minute, and I'll pull up financials, so. If this is indeed my computer, but I'm not sure it is.
Pretty much everything is fine financially,
It's
nothing to worry about.
nothing to worry about.
Just trust her.
Okay, so let me just try. It's so bad.
Is that
Okay.
Yeah.
You are being recorded right now. This isn't on my computer. Okay, I know how to get there. Give me just a minute, guys. Go to the website. Oh, I guess I could just go to the website.
That also does. There's gonna be a wet.
Either it's gonna be dry because it's El Nino. Oh, there.
A little bit older and I'll take a study.
Yeah.
I started mine on skis fast.
Here we go. Zoom.
Excellent. Here. I do. I'll pick my ass up.
All right, there we go.
Okay, here we go.
Beginning with the revenue report. Just about done with the first half of the year. Is there any questions on the operational piece?
We did meet earlier for the meeting, finance meeting, so everyone knows.
I'm gonna go through here. If anyone has a question, please stop me. Seth, if it's something we talked about, please stop me. And you've got the notes, right?
Yes.
Okay, so let's start with this one.
Looking on to expenditures. Looking at function 1000 first. Salaries posted. We have a positive here. We're just about a quarter of the total budgeted. Function 2100. This is our diagnosticians, the special ed coordinator, the general supplies and materials, of course.
Very quickly, I want to point out that some of these are incorrect on the, just so the GC knows, some of the stipends for teachers need to come out of a grant. And when we look in 2100 and it says gifted coordinator, we're not sure why that was changed this month. It has always said at-risk coordinator. So there's some cleanup that needs to occur on these financials so that they're more in line with what we need to be seeing. So, am I forgetting anything there? I don't have the notes in front of me. Okay. Go ahead, Seth.
Moving on to the remaining 2,000 functions. You can see further salaries, of course, administration, supportive staff. And then, of course, we're awaiting the lease reimbursement. But once we receive that and we establish budget authority, we'll be able to move out of function 2600 and bring that function total to a positive. Are there any questions so far in operational?
Notice note that the Public School Capital Area Council is meeting this November. I'm not sure the exact date, but last year we didn't get the award letter until January. And so we could be waiting, but they have not asked us for any additional information. So we can expect that we received the award in the amount that we did in the previous year. One thing to really keep in mind is that it is still at $815 per student. And I think this is against what's actually in statute. They're supposed to increase by some sort of measure, CPI, inflation, something that acknowledges that there's more money that it costs to run a facility. And they are not doing that. I actually spoke with Commissioner Ingham yesterday, and he sits on the council, and he wants some support because he was pushing for that and they held it flat. Stewart? Ingham. Stewart Ingham, yes. So he's really all for charter schools and trying to help, but he doesn't understand the numbers quite so much. So he took my business card and we'll be talking. But I do think they're operating outside of what statute says, essentially. Matt Paul's understanding, Dan Hill, lawyer for a lot of charter schools, is understanding, Sue Fox is understanding. And so I think a concerted effort could raise this. I don't think it happens this year, but just keep in mind that for the longest time it was at like 767 and they raised it to 815, but now it's been flat for another 4 years, which is not how facilities work.
Yeah.
And it's not how the statute is written, nor how I read it. I'm not a lawyer by any means, but at the same time, I think if anyone has any sort of push with legislators or people on that council or anyone in the know, I think there should be a push to at least recognize, inflation's at 3%. We're all realizing it. And within that statute, it said that lease reimbursement should raise by at least that amount. So just food for thought, but just keep in mind this year is going to be held flat.
That's kind of hard as everything's going up.
Yep.
The other thing, Seth, if you can just mention, because this is related to the bar you're bringing tonight, since it's pulled up, you might want to tell the governing council what that bar, where it's moving here.
Sure. So the 41,000 amount, that's a salaries expense. We budgeted for a gentleman who did not return to NAS this fall. So we'll be borrowing that amount and zeroing out the negative function totals you see above. Moving on to the RFR funds. Mike, want to discuss a little of the RFRs?
Sure, well, USDA, obviously that's gonna be one that we have to track as we go throughout the year. Generally, the revenues start slow and obviously we have 26 charter schools, 2 school districts, and each and every one of them realizes a slow federal dribble of USDA funds, but it has started flowing, so we will see that come through. We will have to true that up so that we don't end up with a negative. And then we'll have to true it up with the universal free meals that's coming from the state. So brand new fund as of last year. So this is our second year having the universal free meals. However, we're only given the amount that they estimate. And that's not going to be realistic. I think you're going to probably realize more than the 17,975 as far as your budget. And so you will see bars come throughout the year. If we do not have the capacity between USDA and universal free meals, the operational fund will have to supplement your food service program. Not a huge deal. It's probably going to be very close. They've been a little bit better about recognizing that, but just keep in mind that the food service program is about the students that eat. If you order 50 too many meals and no one eats, you actually can't get reimbursed for that, and that's state and federal. So keep that in mind. I'm sure that, well, LaTricia's been running a food service program for many, many years. A lot of schools are implementing this now because of the whole universal free meals, and it's actually kind of a requirement. When it comes to like Title I, Idea B, we are identifying expenditures. So that's one thing that Seth has had in-depth conversations with LaTricia and the administration, is to identify expenditures that are not only allowable and allocable, but also match your application. Because one thing that we can't have is reimbursement requests that we send up to the state, and the state says this doesn't match what you said you were going to do. So we want to be all on the same page. And so common practice for our group, most business managers within our group, we are going to have requests for reimbursement on the 15th of each month. And we're technically allowed to do 2 reimbursements a month, but at that time, we're kind of just spinning our wheels and not necessarily, grabbing the large chunks of money. So our goal is to do it monthly. And the big reason why is because the PED itself and APS is pushing for monthly reimbursement requests. So Friday is the 15th. So Seth and I will be looking at the expenditures that LaTricia and him talked about, Ileana and Alina, and to make sure that we capture everything that's allowable and, sort of move forward with that.
And I have asked Seth to include beginning next month an RFR report for the governing council, just so we can see what's being put in once a month and that what should be coming back. So we can keep an eye on it.
Yeah.
A couple times in the past, it's kind of bit us in the ear where the RFR, we got it in late and then PED came back and said no. And then it had to come out of SEG. So like Mike said, we have to make sure that our applications and our reimbursements are closely aligned, particularly when we have quite a few positions that are paid out of grants. So we really want to make sure that those are straight and good to go.
Moving on down to the capital outlay funds. We'll be using some of this for the purchase, with PowerUm, the camera system. Are there any questions on the capital outlay and remaining funds for the expenditure?
I have a question. It's attached to this special capital outlay of 25,000. Did we get it or did we not get it? Because I thought we got it and then you said we didn't get it. And then I got stuff from the state saying, hey, where are you gonna spend this on? So did we get it or did we not get it?
So I spoke with Ms. Lupardis over at the Capital Outlay Bureau, and as far as I was aware, she notified me that the school did not in fact get it, but come December, the school would be able to meet the application deadline if they so choose. But yes, that's the the latest update regarding that 25,000.
Okay, and I did put in a new application and Eliana and I worked on what to spend it for that we could, of course. It is tied, it's limited like they all do, but we did put in for the new security system. That goes hand in hand with the cameras. So is this gonna be removed?
Yes, we'll do a decreased bar to adjust with that.
Okay,
There are no questions and expenditures. We'll move on to the next piece. Looking at the bar for tonight, this is going to be bar number 5-M. M stands for a maintenance bar. With the maintenance bar, of course, we're moving within a function family. So as you saw, function 1000 related to instruction, and then you have function 2100, 2500, 2400 in support of instruction. So we're moving within the 2000s family. And all we're doing here, as I mentioned before, we did not have a gentleman return where we budgeted for a salary in the custodial line in function 2600. So we're going to move that to zero out the negative function in 2400. Now, of course, whenever we're doing a bar, we want to look at instruction first. We want to keep monies in function 1000, keep it in the classroom. And if there's another function with a negative function total, we'll move it there so we can be in budget compliance with that function total. Are there any questions on this bar?
Questions, anyone?
That concludes the financial.
Okay. Did I get a motion to approve the budget and the bar as presented?
So moved.
Moved by Fred,
Second, Margie.
second by Margie. Any further discussion? If not, all those in favor say aye. Aye.
Aye.
It is approved. Thank you.
President Mayo.
Yes,
If I could, I do want to apologize. I said the name of Alina.
Yeah.
I flew over with another A name.
Yeah.
So I apologize. Been working with Alina a little bit more than Marie.
thank you.
it's kind of a mix of
I
Eliana.
almost wasn't sure if you backtracked on Ileana. I was like.
Yeah, I was like, oh, somebody in his office here.
Okay.
Anna-Marie's been awesome. Yeah, I will not get the name wrong.
Yes, yes. The next one is just, I wanted the GC to be aware, since Mike and Seth are here, we've had some good meetings lately. But in our APS fiscal site visit, we had some bumps. And while the site visit is now, in the green, we did meet with Roberta. Almost everyone in this room met with Roberta on Friday to kind of go over and fix things. There will be notations in our fiscal file that Roberta said cannot be removed. In the lines that our financial site visit, the school was not prepared and items weren't uploaded. And so I wanted to bring that to the GC's attention because that is, I don't think it's going to haunt us during renewal because it's going to be a couple of years in the past, but it will note moving forward that although we are compliant, we were not compliant. And so I wanted to be open and honest with the GC about that. And if Seth or Mike wanted to kind of explain what happened, and it's all been cleaned up now, but if you guys wanted to kind of let the GC know what happened.
I think it was communication error, and definitely on V Hill Group's side. So we do take responsibility for that lack of communication. I have had talks with Seth, who's going to be working with you directly, but also within that meeting with Roberta and APS, also just letting everyone know that you don't just contract with Seth, you contract with the V Hill Group. So just upping the amount of communication when something is demanded of Seth, it's truly demanded of me, my wife,
Right.
and the rest of the company. So that's where we're gonna have to head to make sure we make all ends meet. There is a lot of reporting, a lot of bureaucracy. I know you all feel it on every single end. And Seth is relatively new to it, so first site visit. I don't think, like you said, it's gonna be a couple years removed. It is a hash mark, but we do have what they call the sea of green. So it was all compliant at the end of the day. It should not have taken 2 meetings, and so we do still apologize for that having to happen. Everyone have to meet once again. But at the end of the day, I think we have a good solution moving forward, just more communication, just identifying when things are needed, and if you're not getting the responses that you expect,
Right.
you know my number. You can call
Yeah.
me
Right.
direct. So
Yeah.
going forward, I was there, so yeah, we're going to let Ashley and Mike know, so they're all in the loop, so everyone knows, so hopefully that'll solve the issue and the problem.
And we've started doing that already, so I'm sure you've been seeing the emails.
yeah,
through
I
this week.
appreciate it, and I'm totally fine with it.
Right, just to have the second and third set of eyes on things is going to be helpful.
And just keep in mind this, the fall site visit, it was admittedly from Roberta herself that it's the easier of the 2.
Yeah.
So the spring site visit is going to be more intensive. So that's one where we have to pay a little more attention, but we'll have a little more time. We've gotten through audit. It's been a nightmare, and Roberta said that every single school said it was a nightmare. So not a fun time with Moss Adams, but I'm hearing those inklings that Moss Adams will not be back again. So we shall see.
That would be a relief.
Craig, anything to say?
No, it was just unfortunate. It was a communication error because the VHO group, as we know, has always been there for us, working hard. We've got some issues that we need to clean up a little bit now, and we'll get them done. But Seth is very capable, Mike. So there's a learning curve, as you know. When you started with this, what was it, 12 years ago?
13.
13 years ago.
13 years ago, Mike was sitting where Seth is sitting. So it takes some time. So, but you'll get there, Seth. And it's good to see you for the first time too, because I've talked to you on the phone and stuff. So we'll get there. Because I think LaTricia said it best. There's a lot of eyes on what's going on down there, and I think I've always had 5 or 6 set of eyes in the back of my head too. So we'll be watching.
All right.
Okay.
Very good.
Yeah.
So let's see, next we have discussion and action to change the December 11th meeting, finance and GC meeting to the charter school conference at Amaya.
Yes, I was thinking because we're all going to be at Tamaya in December for the PCSNM meeting. Well, the GC portion is there on the 12th, on Thursday. Bye, guys.
Yeah. So
Billy on it.
Bye, guys.
we can get all of our hours in.
You can get all of your hours in. Everybody's asked to be trained. Liliana and I have to be there on the 11th. So we will be there, but we were thinking that that would be a great opportunity if we could move the GC meeting to Tamaya. Then we could hold the GC meeting at Tamaya and also possibly work on the GC. We need to discuss some bylaws revisions, and we also need to revise our internal controls. And so that might be a good opportunity for us to take the time to do that in a much nicer setting. As lovely as this room is, Tamiya has appetizers. So, but according to OMA, we do have it at 1734 Isleta. So if we're gonna move it, I do need to publish that soon, that it will be a change of venue.
What time are you,
What's the date?
the 12th?
Did you say it's December 12th? No, I'm sorry. December 11th is the GC meeting. And I still have it at 4:30. If you guys wanted to meet at another time, we can change that as well. If the GC wanted to work from like 4 to 6 and then have the GC meeting from 6 to 7, we can do that. This is a GC decision.
But are you talking about the 12th or the 11th for that?
The 11th.
The 11th, okay.
The 12th, Margie, is when you guys need to be at Tamiya for your training.
Okay, I thought you were talking, or suggesting that we hold our meeting on the 12th, but never mind.
Oh, yes, I see. Yeah, the night before is what I'm suggesting.
There might be 4 o'clock?
4 o'clock's fine. 4:30 is fine.
So I'll be up by 2:30, so.
All right, so it looks like 4:30, we can do the GC meeting at 4:30. Beautiful. And then we can stay and maybe talk about a couple things we need to revisit.
LaTricia, will you have, will there be Zoom capability or not?
There has to be by law, Craig.
Yeah, okay, that's what I thought. I just wanted to make sure that, that you will have Zoom capability.
We'll take our little owl with us.
All right. By the way, this Zoom screen is really nice. I like it.
Thank you. Yeah, we've got an owl on this end. It's really nice. That's the thing we're using now. Power on set it up. They've been really great.
Yeah, well, it's a much clearer setup too.
Yeah, and whoever's talking, it turns its little head and looks at us.
Ah,
So you can see the individual speaker as well as the whole Zoom. Okay.
Do you think that meeting will be a short one, the one on the 11th? The reason why I'm asking, that maybe we could get together for a bite to eat either before or after.
That's exactly what I was thinking. Maybe have the meeting and then we can have dinner and discuss some things, informally. But I will have to post it as a GC meeting in case we have quorum. So I'll have to post it as a meeting.
Yep.
Can you repeat the details one more time?
It would be December 11th, GC meeting, same time, 4:30, but it would be held at Tamiya instead of here at the school.
Okay.
And of course, if you wanted to log on by Zoom, you still could. But if you show up in person, following that, we can have dinner and some discussions about school things.
When is it?
The
The
12th.
next day, the next day.
The next day.
You'll be alive the next day. So the GC, you guys need to decide, make a motion.
So moved.
Okay, moved by
Moved
Fred.
by, so moved to move the December governing council meeting.
To Maya.
To discuss.
Oh, just,
That's it.
So, okay.
At 4:30 p.m.
At 4:30 p.m.
moved by Fred,
Second,
second by Margie. Any further discussion? Not all those in favor say aye.
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 Is it telling you to listen to music or what?
Anthony?
He's jamming. Get out of your pilot seat. dude.
Yes? No? Oh, you
Yes.
have, okay.
Aye.
Sorry about that. Stuck on mute.
And Lelaine has left.
Okay,
And
it's,
Dominic is still there. So Dominic, yes or no?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
okay. Thank you. It is moved to Tamaya then,
Tamaya.
Yeah.
or that. Yeah, right, yeah.
And
So that is it for the action items. Now I move that we go into closed session to discuss, limited personnel matters and discussion and action on removal of a governing council member. So let's start with the head administrator. Oh,
it's executive session.
yeah,
The GC needs to decide who they want in the
No.
room.
everyone can stay.
What do we do with the recording?
We stopped recording. So if you want to pause that, do you guys want Craig to stay as well?
Sure.
No. Okay. All right. I was about ready to sign off.
All right, I'm gonna pause this while we go into executive session. Okay.
The live stream? I didn't realize we were
I
doing the live stream.
don't think it
Works.
Yeah, it still says this meeting is being recorded up here.
All right, can we, just a minute, let me figure out how to pause it on here. Anyone? How do I
This
pause?
is old.
Oh, how about that? Pause. Margie, is it good now? Did it stop?
Still there. It's being recorded.
Okay, but the Zoom has stopped?
No, it's still on the same screen. And it does say this meeting is being recorded at the top.
Because on my end, it looks like I have stopped YouTube. All right, hold on just a moment. Let me go back over here.
So executive session is not recorded or live stream.
Wait. Stop live stream. I'm not sure how to.